Today is my rolling project update, and I have quite a few rollouts that I'm really excited to share with you. I have some really exciting news on products that have been here since the beginning of the year, so stay tuned to see those updates. And I know it's kind of been a while. I'm usually pretty good about the 4-week mark for doing this update. I think it's been about 6, maybe 7 weeks now. So I feel like I was able to get a little bit more progress on some of these, which is exciting, but I will do better to make sure my updates are prompt. Right off the bat, the first prompt was something cheap, and this is a product that's been in this project since January of this year. So I am really excited that today I am rolling it out. It is my e.l.f. lip stain in Cinnamon Dreams. This one has kind of like a brownish purple color and then leaves a purplish stain. I've talked about this before, but I use it more so as a lip liner, and I had a goal of using it 50 times. I used it 51. It took me more than 8 months to complete that goal, but I'm happy I did. I found out that I like this product a bit more than when I first got it. It's kind of silly because I had the same product but in a different color years ago, like Sierra Sienna. It's kind of like this burnt orange red shade. I absolutely hated it. So I don't know why I went and bought another one in a different color that I also am not a big fan of the color. But I did reach my goal. I'm not sure if the product is finished. That was the goal, either finish it or hit 50 uses. But I do feel like when I take it out, not much is on the wand anymore. Whereas before it ended up being too much that I would kind of have to work for one application. So I do want to give this product a break for a little bit, but when I revisit it, I want to take the stopper out and see if I can assess how much of the product is actually left, if it's finished, or if I can get some more uses out of it. That's really exciting that I finally have this rolled out. And then I also weigh these products, and it's very strange because last month it was weighing 21.5 and now it is weighing 21.1 grams. And I feel like that's just not really a huge jump, but it does appear that the product is almost finished. The second product is Gilmore Girls inspired. It's called Dragonfly In, and something that's travel friendly. Sorry, that's the prompt. So the product is my Glossier Lid Star in Cub, and the goal is to finish this one. If you've been following along on this journey, you know this one has been giving me grief for years, and I really want to finish it this year. So do I think that's possible? No. I've used it a total of 35 times now, and I swear every single time I just think, oh, I'm almost there, and I dip the wand back in and I just feel like there's still a lot of product somehow. But I've been really loving this one and just falling back in love with how much I really enjoy this. Though it has me a little worried because I have a couple more of these lid stars in different shades, and I don't know if I will ever get this close to finishing them, and they're just as old as this one, so I do want to start working on those sometime soon. For the weights, I am impressed with the progress that I've made. So last month this weighed 14.1 grams and today is weighing 13.6 grams. And I do feel like there is a little bit more visual cues that I'm getting there. The next prompt was something barely used, and I liked this one because it allows me to use some newer products in my collection. And the product that I chose was my Maybelline Lifter Stick, and I use it more as like a foundation, though now it might be a little too dark for me, so it could be used as maybe like a bronzer. But I really enjoy this product. So I just kind of like scribbled on my face, and then I've noticed I can use either a brush or a sponge to kind of blend it out, which has been really nice for just lazy days that I want a little bit more coverage. And the goal was to use this 25 times, and I've used it 30 times. And yeah, I honestly haven't used this one in a while just because I feel like I met that goal really early. And in my overarching goals for this year, I have some other foundations that I want to finish, so I've just been focusing on those. From the last update, it was weighing 35 grams, and today it's weighing 34.5. So even with such small usage, I feel like it lost a lot of weight, and maybe just because I'm kind of using a lot of it, but I did really enjoy this product. So that is another rollout for today. So the next prompt actually kind of had two products. I had the prompt as something that you would repurchase, and I chose my Lawless Forget the Filler mini lip gloss. It was just like this rosy clear shade, and I really liked it, and then I lost it, and so then I substituted another mini lip gloss that was also plumping, kind of the same size, and then I found the other one. So I think the last update, I still had both. I've finished the Lawless one, and that took me 30 uses, which was quite surprising because I thought it would be under 10. And then the second one I actually still have, and that is my Stila Plumping Lip Glaze, which I would actually not repurchase. And that is how much is left. It's a really pathetic amount, but I just, for some reason, can't get myself to use this. I'm thinking I'm just going to try and knock this out like in a weekend or something, and I believe I couldn't reach the bottom anymore, but I need to find a way to just get this out of here because I don't like it and it's just taking up space. And that one I've used a total of 11 times. I don't have weights for either just because of the whole situation with losing one, and then this one was kind of a replacement, so that is where I am with that one. I'm going to count that as a rollout because the primary product that I had rolled in for that I finished, and this one is literally like 2 uses, so I just need to finish that up and hold myself accountable to finishing it up. The next product is also a rollout, and the prompt was something brown, so I chose my NYX Epic Ink Liner, and the shade is Dark Chocolate. So this one is just a liquid liner. I'm really sad because I messed up the little hairs there, but I just wanted to use this one a little bit more. I'm not the best at eyeliner. I really struggle with it, and I really just wanted to make sure I'm getting some uses on this, especially because it's liquid. I don't want it to dry up and have a waste of money. So I set a pretty small goal of using it 25 times, and I've used it 32. So I'm pretty happy with that. I was able to kind of just like try and incorporate this every day for a little bit, and I feel like it was pretty easy to do. Unfortunately, I didn't really see a huge weight difference. I mean, I didn't see any weight difference. It weighed 8 grams last time, and it's still weighing 8 grams. So I'm thinking maybe just like the packaging is where most of the weight is, but I am happy to say that this is another rollout for today. On the flip side, I ran into some products where I just cannot finish or feel inclined to use them, and this one is one of them. So the prompt was something fun. I think this is also a Gilmore Girls one, maybe not, I don't remember, but I chose my Tarte Maracuja Juicy Shift Lip Plump in the shade Blueberry. So it's this fun blue color, but it kind of leaves your lips kind of like a bright pink, kind of mauve-y, almost purple color. It's really cool, but I just find myself not reaching for it. It's really odd because I have another one of these in more of like a classic rosewood shade, and I really like that one. I just think the reason I'm not using them is because, one, lately I've been using more lip stains in the morning, so I'll put a lip stain on and then wipe it off right before I go, and then put on like a lip gloss or some kind of topper. And then number 2 is because these are nice, they plump really nicely, but I find when I talk or if I'm drinking something, even through a straw, my throat gets really irritated. I feel like that's just because it's a lip plumper, but I think that's just part of why I'm not reaching for it. And most days where I'm using a lip plumper in the morning, I'm going to work and I usually will sip on my coffee. So it's kind of been unpleasant using this one, but goal was 50 uses and I'm at 21. So it's not horrible usage and progress. I just feel like I should be able to finish lip products quicker or just use them quicker. However, I have seen a weight decrease. So last time it was 18 grams and today it's 16 grams. So I'm getting usage, and like I feel that most of the time when I use it, I do need to click it a few times. But unfortunately, I can't see how much is in there because of that mechanic. So that one is staying in for now. The product I've been quite reluctant to use and kind of tired of is the prompt was something you are scared to pan, which makes sense. So I feel like this one is more of a hate pan, or just because I've had bad luck with this type of product in the past, it feels like a long time to pan it. And I'm talking about a lip pencil. This one is from ColourPop in the shade BFF. So it's just a cute, like very nude, classic nude color. I think the reason I'm just struggling to finish this or use it is it's really creamy for a lip liner, even though it's wooden. And I used to really like that about these, but I'm finding it's too creamy, where I would want to probably use it more as a lipstick, because I've noticed if I put gloss over it, it is a mess. It is all over my face in like 5 minutes. And this one isn't really a shade that I want to wear as all over the lip. It kind of just looks like poop, and that's not really the look I'm going for. mind you. So it's just been kind of hard. I have been really liking wearing it with like a really deep red or like maroon shade in the middle of my lips, so it kind of like fades out into a gradient, into a nude. That I've been really liking, but on its own I've been having a hard time, or just incorporating it with other nude shades. It's also kind of funny that I am kind of complaining about not being able to use it, but my goal was 50 times and I'm at 45. So, I mean, I think that's quite impressive, though I think it's been a few months since it's been in the project, so I don't know. But I think by next month I most definitely have this out. If not, like, you guys need to yell at me for that. But it is a little discouraging comparing it to the last month that I had marked it on my little tracker. It's barely any use, so I don't really remember what number I was at last time, but it's been just kind of difficult to use this product. Next up is actually a hair product, and I rolled this one in because I just really want to finish it. I'm a little better with finishing hair products, but I'm finally kind of coming closer to tuning in which products work for me, and this one doesn't, so I've kind of pushed it to the wayside. And it's not like it doesn't work or I just absolutely hate it, but it's also not my favorite and I would like to just finish it up. So this one is the AG Recoil Curl Activator. I just use it as a curl cream, but I feel like it just really doesn't have much hold. My hair, like it just doesn't have hold. It doesn't really feel hydrated either when I use this. And it's not the only product I'm using, but I feel like this is a good factor to that, because I have another curl cream that I absolutely adore and my hair looks phenomenal when I use that one. So I really do think it's this product. Yeah, so the goal is to completely finish it. I'm quite low. I can't really see how much is in there, but I feel like it's somewhere within this range. I definitely have seen a very large weight decrease, so I'm happy about that. I've used it a total of 21 times since it's been in this project, and last time it weighed 184.4 grams, and today it's weighing 153 grams. So I do feel like I am almost there. I also kind of did a bigger chop recently and my hair is a lot shorter, so I'm using a lot less product, which is kind of hindering my efforts with finishing this product. But nonetheless, I am still going to focus on finishing it up and just getting it out of here. Next prompt was Harry Potter inspired. It was Hufflepuff, something reliable. So I actually chose a skincare product for this, and this is my Good Molecules Jewel Oil for dry skin, and I absolutely love this. I already have another bottle of this, so I want to finish this one up, and I am so freaking close. I'm quite surprised I didn't finish it by this update. I want to say there's maybe like 4 or 5 uses left, and it is getting kind of hard to use the dropper to get product. So I've just been pouring it into the palm of my hand. I did get a little sidetracked with my skincare routine recently. I just had so much going on with work where I would use the most basic face wash at night and then just pass out. And I ended up breaking out a bunch, and yeah, not good things. So I'm finally back on track. It's been like a week now, but I do think that kind of had a sidestep to my progress, but I will definitely have this one done by next update. I might even be in the next bottle by then, which would be nice. There was a lot more in there than I had expected. I'm at 24 uses, so I thought it was gonna be like maybe 15, but that is where we're at. And last time it weighed 34.2 grams, and today it is weighing 30.5. So I did use quite a bit of it, and I am just excited to finish that product. And then the last prompt was something bright, and I chose my NARS Mini Blush. This is one of my overarching goals to finish this year, but I don't think that's gonna be happening. So now the goal is to hit pan. And this one's kind of a little lopsided inside of the pan. So on that side, you can see it's much more shallow, whereas this side, it's pretty close to the top still. So I've been focusing my brush in that little side that is much lower in hopes to finishing it quicker, or at least hitting pan. And I haven't hit it yet, so I'm still working on it. I've used it a total of 12 times. I am just so averse to this color now. It is just seems like it's so pigmented, but not really at the same time. It's more of like that gold shimmer in there that's super pigmented, and I don't really like blushes like that anymore. So I've been trying to use it as like a pink highlight, which I think I've been doing successfully, but at the same time, like, I don't really want to go into work with a pink gold highlight on my face. I did do it once. I wore like 3 blushes that day. I was doing like a sunset like gradient, and then I had that as like a highlight, and I got a bunch of compliments on it from like just strangers. So I don't know, maybe I think it's just kind of like an internal thing where I'm like, I don't want to wear this, but it looks fine. But I am still working on hitting that pan. Okay, so that leaves me with 3 new prompts to roll. I'm very excited to just play around with some newer products because I've been feeling like I've been focusing on these ones for a while, and it's kind of been dominating my makeup looks. So I am going to show you my rolling prompts and pick some products together. Okay, so I'm going to put it here. I have 4 new roll-ins, so let's see what I get. And some of these are marked off because I don't want to reuse anything. Okay, the first one is a lip gloss. That is really good because I'm trying to finish some lip glosses. Okay, the second one will be something depotted. Okay, I'll have to think about that one. That might be a re-roll though. Well, we'll see. Okay, next up I have nail polish. Ooh, okay, that'll be something. And then the last new roll in will be something you used to love. Okay, I am going to go grab those products and I will be right back with the new ones. Okay, I just went and picked those products and I'm really excited with the ones I got. So for the first one, lip gloss, I chose this little sampler from Tower 28. This is their lip gloss in pistachio or lip jelly. I really like this one. It is the sheerest tint ever, but it's quite moisturizing and not sticky. And this is like 100 points at Sephora or something, but I've only been using it like the past week or 2, and I would say I'm almost halfway. So if I keep going at it with this rate, I think this is an obvious contender for using it up, and I really like it. So I think this will be a great product to roll in. So I'm going to set a goal of just finishing that one up because I feel like I can probably do that realistically soon. Okay, for the second prompt, a nail polish, that was kind of tricky because I have some that I'm trying to finish with very little luck. So the closest colored polish that I am close to finishing is my Halataco Cheap Champagne. This is where I'm at now, and it feels like there is still a lot in here, but I've added so much nail polish thinner because it keeps getting really, really thick. But at the same time, like, I just feel like I'm not getting any progress because of that. So I think the goal should just be to also finish this product. It's in my overarching goal for the year anyway, so I feel like it makes sense to try and push myself a little further by having it in this project. For the third prompt, something depotted, I haven't officially depotted this yet, but I have kind of flirted with the idea of it, and that is my Glossy Play liquid highlighter, Night and Shine in Platinum Rose. It's such a beautiful highlighter, but I've had a hard time just using it, and I took the stopper out like a year ago, and I really, really regret it because every time I take the wand out, there's still so much product in there, and I just get it everywhere. So I was thinking of depotting it so that doesn't happen, but I'm a little worried on if it's going to like dry up right away if I do that, if it gets exposed to air. So I think I'm gonna try depotting just a little bit at a time and see what happens. But I think I wanna make this a goal of 50 uses because this is a really nice shade for like fall and winter, and just it's kind of bothering me that I took the stopper out, so I would like to get as much use as I can with this product. And then for the last prompt, something that you used to love, I chose my NYX Fat Stick Oil in No Filter Needed. I absolutely love these. They are so comfortable. It's another one of those clicky ones, but these aren't plumping. They're just really, really nice. So I can put a little bit on now to show you what it looks like, but they just look so good and they're really comfortable. I feel like this one is just such a nice shade. I have another one in like this pinky mauvey shade, but I think this one's a bit more wearable, and a little better suited for fall. So I feel like I'm just increasing my chances of reaching the goal. I think I'm gonna do just 25 uses for this one just because the other ones are quite high. I'm really excited to get some use on this. That concludes my update for this project. I'm really excited to hopefully finish those old prompts and have some fun with these new ones. Let me know what your favorite type of project planning is in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!